Welcome to Online Earth Science during the Intersession 2020 at the University of Scranton. This video is going to walk you through the syllabus for the course. So right now we're looking at the D2L site. I'm actually viewing it as a student, so this is what it looks like for you as well. So if you go to the Content tab, you can find the syllabus either by clicking Overview. It pops up here. What I'm going to do for this video, though, is go to Important Documents and then click Physics 102 Earth Science Syllabus and go through it this way just so I could have this in full screen. All right, so my contact information is up here. The best way to get in contact with me would be to email me and just give me about a day to respond, but more than likely I'll respond very quickly, but just in case something happens, give me 24 hours. So this lists the required textbook, talks about computer and internet requirements. Essentially, I'm assuming you're going to have a reliable internet connection so that you could view all the content on the D2L site and also take the D2L exams and quizzes. Some course expectations. I'm expecting you to log into Detail every day and check for new content in the Content tab, and I'm expecting you to view all of the actual content and take the quizzes and exams when I specify on the actual schedule for the course, which is at the end of this syllabus. So you can read through the rest of this on your own. Here are the 5 student learning outcomes. So this is what I'm assuming you're going to learn in this course after you complete it. Here's the grading scheme. We have 3 exams, each worth 100 points. We have 3 quizzes, each worth 40 points. And then we have one very short essay worth 80 points, giving you a total of 500 points. So to calculate your final letter grade, you'll take how many points you earned, divide it by 500, and then multiply by 100%, and that's going to be your average for the course, and then just look at the letter grading scale to determine your letter grade. So I will go by this when I'm giving letter grades at the end of Intersession. Okay, so let's talk about exams. There's an entire video devoted to how to take an exam on D2L. So I really suggest you watch that video, especially if you've never taken a D2L exam before. Okay, so we're going to have 3 exams. There's no final exam. The exact exam dates are listed at the schedule we'll get to in a moment. I give 2 possible days to take each exam, only because somebody might have something going on one of the specific days. So I want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to take the exam. So you'll have from 10 a.m. on the first day listed until 10 p.m. on the second day listed. The format of all the D2L exams will include multiple choice questions, true and false questions, and at the end there will be short answers requiring a written response. Questions will appear on your screen in a randomized order, and there'll be 5 questions per exam page. And an exam page is defined in that other D2L video. You'll have 1 chance to answer the questions on a specific page, and you won't be able to backtrack to earlier pages, meaning you're not going to be able to return to specific questions once you complete an exam page. And this is because I don't want people to be going back or, working on the exam with somebody else. So it's a way for me to actually assess whether or not you know the material. All right, so there's 82 objective-based questions worth 1 point, and then 3 short answers worth 6 points each, and that's how you get 100 points. One thing I will mention here is as soon as you complete the exam, it's going to tell you how many of the objective-based questions you get correct. So let's say you take the first exam, it's going to tell you you have a maybe 70 out of 82. So you don't have a 70% yet because I have to go and manually grade the short answers. So the grade you get at the end of taking an exam is just how many objective-based questions you got correct. Just want to make sure that's clear. So once you start an exam, you'll have 125 minutes or 75 seconds per point to complete the exam before D2L will automatically submit it to me. I believe I added a 5-minute grace period to the end. So really you have about 130 minutes. So the exams are designed so that if you studied and learned the material, you'll easily be able to complete it in that time allowed. If you do not study, it's going to be difficult, so just be forewarned. The short answer questions must be written in your own words, otherwise it'll be considered plagiarism and you'll receive a 0 for the entire exam. I'm assuming you all know about the Academics Code of Honesty. If you do not, I highly suggest that you read it, because if you are caught plagiarizing something, there are consequences beyond this course as you are reported to your dean's office. Okay, so that's everything about exams. All right, so quizzes. These will be taken very similarly to the exams. I give you a span to take these quizzes because you have 5 attempts to take the quiz. So you can take it up to 5 times, and the highest graded quiz, so the quiz where you get the highest grade, is then sent to the D2L gradebook. So I suggest you take it all 5 times. Every time you take the exam, however, you will get randomized different questions. The questions are going to appear just as exam questions do. However, the quizzes aren't timed, where exams are timed, and you will be allowed to page backwards in a quiz. So each page of the quiz will contain 8 questions, and quizzes are 80 questions in length, and each question is worth a half of point, so that gives you 40 points per quiz. So again, I suggest you take the quiz 5 times, simply because you'll see a lot of different questions that may even pop up on an exam. Okay, let's see. The next thing is the science film analysis. So you're going to be finding a science fiction movie that you enjoy, or one that you haven't seen before, and I give you a couple examples here. We're not limited to that. You really could pick any movie that has any science, all right? And what you have to do is choose 3 situations in that movie to basically debunk. So you'll be writing a 2 to 3 page double-spaced essay on these topics. So you're going to be asked to do some internet research to find evidence on the topics that you choose, and then also use your textbook as evidence. So anything that you're debunking in your essay, so you have 3 situations, you must show some evidence. And by evidence, I mean you're going to be citing some source for each of those 3 topics. You can cite more than one thing per topic, but I'm saying that one of your sources has to at least be the textbook. Everything should be documented in a works cited page, and I suggest you use APA as your citation style, but feel free to really do whatever you want. You will be submitting this essay to Dropbox on D2L. That Dropbox is shown on the D2L guide video, which I also suggest you watch. But just be forewarned that the Dropbox has Turnitin analysis enabled, which means if you plagiarize something in the science film analysis, that Dropbox will easily pick it up and then notify me. So really just start from a blank Word document and write your essay. All right, so that's all the assessments. We have exams, quizzes, and then this science film analysis. Here's another statement on the academic honesty policy. And then if you have any accommodations through the CTLE, you should be contacting Mary Ellen Piccarello to get some documentation and send that to me as soon as possible if you have not already. All right, so here's the course schedule. So we're covering 14 chapters of the Earth Science book, and I separate those chapters into what I'm calling units. So your Earth Science textbook has units of its own. Ignore those. We're going by what I'm describing as these 3 units. And each unit is composed of about 110 pages of the book, just to make it balanced. Okay, so here are the units. Unit 1, sort of a geology type unit. Unit 2 is more geology with a little bit of astronomy at the end of it. And then finally, Unit 3, which is my favorite, would be meteorology. So here we go. Here is the schedule. So the first column on the left is going to have the date. The topic and tasks will be listed in the middle column, and then the right-hand column will be any page numbers associated with some of the content. Now, any date that you see in italics are days where we'll have a unit quiz is available to begin working on, and then dates in bold are days that an exam, quiz, or really the science film analysis when they're due. And these deadlines must be met on the time in order to receive credit for them. So you really have to do everything by the specific days. All right, so the very first day, it looks like there's a lot going on, but I really think you should read through the syllabus on your own, and then also watch the intro video. And if you are watching the intro video on the syllabus, you're doing that now. And then watch the other 2 videos on D2L navigation, and then how to take an exam or quiz, and then also read through the academic code of honesty. And then the very first day, I assigned some content in Chapter 2 and give you the page numbers there. And then also Friday, January 3rd is when the Unit 1 quiz becomes available at 11 a.m. So I won't go through each day, but you'll see that there's, about the same amount of content assigned on each day, and I assume you're working on this class Monday through Friday and not doing anything on Saturday and Sunday. So you could basically cover the content whenever you want. You don't have to go by this schedule I give you, although I suggest that you do. What you do have to pay attention to on this schedule is when things are due. So you're going to see on Wednesday, January 8th, the Unit 1 quiz you must have all, your attempts finished by 10 p.m. You could do one attempt if you want, up to 5 attempts. Whatever you do, you have to be finished with it by 10 p.m. on Wednesday, January 8th. Now, on Thursday, January 9th, or Friday, January 10th, the exam 1 on Unit 1 is available. So you could take the exam on either one of those days. Now, what I do have assigned also on January 10th, just because we have to cover this content, I give you the next assignment, and also Unit 2 quiz becomes available. But you're more than welcome to take the exam 1 on either Thursday, January 9th or Friday, January 10th. And again, that's timed, so really you have to take it on either of the days. You clearly wouldn't. Well, I guess you could take it, at, 11:30 p.m. into the wee hours of the morning on Friday, January 10th, but you do what you want. You just have to make sure that exam is finished. And then we sort of just repeat this process again, where the Unit 2 quiz is available. You cover more content. You'll notice that Wednesday, January 15th is when the science film analysis is due. And then Thursday, January 16th, the Unit 2 quiz is due. And then you have another 2 days to take the second exam. One thing I'll point out as well is we have Martin Luther King Day on Monday, January 20th. So I'm sort of just suggesting, if you do not want to work on that day, that you would start doing Chapter 16, which is Unit 3, on maybe that Sunday, if you just wanted to keep with this particular schedule. And then we finally get to our last exam, which must be taken on Monday, January 27th, or Tuesday, January 28th. So this completes the syllabus video. Again, please watch the other 2 videos on D2L site navigation and how to take an exam or quiz. Please let me know if you have any questions about the syllabus by sending me an email. Thank you.